Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about quadrilaterals. Um, a quadrilateral is a shape that has four sides and four vertices or corners, shapes, or they're also called edges. Um, that's it. Quadra means like four, lateral means sides. They're also called quadrangles, four angles. Um, and there are so we're all familiar with quadrilaterals. They are like uh, everywhere. Um, most rooms are made up of quadrilaterals, um, and there are a lot of different kinds. Today we're just gonna focus on some simple ones. We're gonna do trapezoids, parallelograms, rhombuses or rhombi, um, rectangles, and squares. Um, so one cool thing about quadrilaterals is that the internal angles of all of their edges um, add up to 360 degrees for every quadrilateral. Anyway, so a trapezoid is any quadrilateral that has two parallel sides. Um, so, like one side and the other side, and that's parallel, and then the other two sides might not be parallel. They can be, and we'll get to that later. So that's a trapezoid. An isosceles trapezoid is when each of the opposite sides, they're all the same length. That's kind of what they look like. I'm not measuring it. And so these would be the same angle here, and these would be the same angle here, and these would be the same length, and these would be the same length. With this one, it's just... Oh wait, no, these wouldn't be the same length. Sorry. Duh. Just don't look the same at all. Sorry about that. Not like that. And that's what a trapezoid is. So the only rule to a trapezoid is that it has at least two of the sides are parallel, or it has at least one set of parallel sides, which leads us really well into our next shape, the parallelogram, which has two sets of parallel sides. That's not that good, but that's sort of what they look like, right? So they're parallel, meaning they run, same with the trapezoid, they run on the same, like plane. They run at the same angle, and so these angles will be the same, and these angles will be the same. And these will be the same length, and these will be the same length. That's actually true. I know I messed up on the trapezoid. So the weird thing about these things that I didn't realize, but I know now, is that parallelograms are trapezoids, because trapezoids have at least one set of parallel sides, but can have two sets of parallel sides. So every parallelogram is a trapezoid, but not every trapezoid is a parallelogram. And so we'll move on to our next one, which is also a parallelogram. but is a more particular parallelogram. So like if a, which means it's also a trapezoid. So it's like a more particular trapezoid. If a parallelogram is a particular kind of trapezoid, then this is an even more particular one. And it's called, I think we're all familiar, it's called a rectangle. Oops. So a rectangle is a parallelogram. Okay, well, let's not get you confused. A rectangle is a four-sided shape, a quadrilateral, in which all of its internal angles are 90 degrees, which means because the opposite angles are all the same, these sides, the opposite sides are parallel, and the opposite sides are the same length as one another. So, parallel, 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 parallel. I don't know if there is a symbol for parallel, but I'm using P. So, since there's two sets of parallel sides, that means it's a parallelogram. And since there's at least one set of parallel sides, that means it's a trapezoid. But the thing is, all of its internal angles are 90 degrees. Yeah, let's do some more of these. This is also a rectangle, kind of. This also a rectangle. Are you catching this? Am I getting this right? I'm sorry that I'm not connecting all the lines. That is one thing about polygons, is that their lines should connect. There shouldn't be any extra space at the end of them. Rectangles over here. Let's label these. Trapezoid. Parallelogram. Rectangles. Cool, that's what we got so far. And then there is the rhombus, which is also a particular parallelogram. But it's a particular parallelogram, and this, since the rectangle is particular in its angles, the 90-degree angles that it has, all four being 90 degrees, the rhombus is like that, except instead of all of its angles being the same, it is a parallelogram where all of its sides are the same length. This one will be hard to free ball, but I think I can do an alright job. Those are about the same length. It's a round. That's rhombus looking. Hold on. Let me get a measuring tape. I'm not going to be able to do this all at once. Maybe I can put you there. Put you against me somehow. Yeah. Okay. I also wish I had a better measuring device, a better straight edge. Oh gosh. Sorry guys. This is a mess. That's about it, whatever. All of the lights. Damn, that's pretty butchered, but it is around, that's, you know, it's actually, I can see how the angles are a little messed up on that one, but it is basically a rhombus. Are you seeing the thing that I'm trying to show you? Yes. Yeah, so rhombus, all of the sides are the same length. All of these sides are the same length. The opposite angles are equal. Opposite sides are parallel. It is a very regular shape. all of the sides are the same length, and it is a parallelogram. Two sets of parallel sides, all the sides the same length. It is a parallelogram. It is not a rectangle yet. It is a trapezoid. When is it a rectangle? That is our last shape, fan favorite, the square. And the square, oh my god, that's about a square. I think I did a pretty good job at this one. The square is all of that at once. So, 90-degree internal angles. A square is a rectangle and a parallelogram at the same time. It is the rhombus of the rectangle. It is the rectangle of the rhombus. Oh. It has all of these internal 90-degree angles, and all of its sides are the same length. So it conforms to both the law of the rhombus and the law of the rectangle. All of its sides are parallel, or its opposite sides are parallel, and it's all 90 degrees in there. That is a square. It is like the most refined quadrilateral that it's the most refined quadrilateral. It's not even a matter of opinion. It's pretty objectively measured, I think. So the square is cool. That means it is all of these. It's the rhombus because of its, well, it's a trapezoid because it has at least one set of parallel sides, right? There's one. It's a parallelogram because it actually has two sets of parallel sides. There's two. It is a rectangle because all of its internal angles are 90 degrees, and it's a rhombus because all of its sides are the same length. I'm only going to draw that one square because I think I did it pretty good, and I don't want to try my luck. So that's quadrilaterals. Thank you. Next time we'll do, well, tell me what you want to see next time, and like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.